This is the unboxing of the VEVOR 3-burner. This is technically called the Farrier model. And what I found was different between the Farrier model and what is the Blacksmith model is the Blacksmith model has closing hinges, which lots of the reports of people looking through it on Amazon said the hinge welds were pretty weak. So I like the fact that this is just open on both ends. However, I think the burners on the Blacksmith model are more industrial, but VEVOR has also sold out all those models. So this appears to be the only model in 3-burner you can get. But I'm not gonna do the entirety of me going through the full setup. I'll just do a time lapse. And I'm just gonna show the unboxing and show what's in it. I will say, first of all, this box is not as heavy as everybody said it was. It really seemed like it was really hard to pick up, but I'm guessing 25 pounds maybe. So this whole thing put together, it's not as heavy as you would think. I did get some extra fire bricks. I'd recommend that. I'd also recommend hardener for the insulation, as well as I'd recommend that you get a, like, I hate saying this word, I believe in God, but they call it Satanite, and it's like a cement, basically, but you put it on the outside. Pick my camera. I don't have to send that back. Okay. This way, I guess. Guess everything's inside. Okay, so yeah, that's like maybe 1/8 of an inch steel. It's not terrible. I think they blew up their instructions and made them less dark because the last person that was talking about this complained a lot about how these were very difficult to read. These look much better, so VEVOR, you did a much better job on this go around. All the insulation is packed in here. And it looks like they did a much better job boring out the insulation holes, which was a complaint on the last one that they hadn't done a very good job, but if you can see in there, you can see that the holes are clear of insulation. Only issue that I think I find is that in here, I don't know if you can really see very well, the way they laid the insulation, there's a crack running down the middle. So get some hardeners and things to make that go a little better. All right. Okay, so this is the half a fire brick on the center section, 2 longer bricks. They're about 1 inch thick. This is the hose that they said was pretty cheap. I'm thinking they're probably right. This hose is not what I would call significant good quality, but I think it's okay. Obviously, we've got some major bends, like that one right there. It's gonna have an issue with the flow of propane. So, like I said, some of the things I think I'm gonna have to go out and fix is better hose. I think I'm gonna have to get a better gauge. People said this one seemed pretty cheap. And And then I'm gonna build similar to what's on Forged in Fire. And I'll talk about that in a different video, but the forges they use on Forged in Fire are the Majestic Forge. And on the top of their funnels, their Venturi funnels, they have black iron piping going across and away, separating anything like this, the hose, from what would be heating in the forge. Okay, so these are the Venturis themselves. And if you don't know what Venturi is, and I'm not a physicist, but it's something that some very intelligent people designed to create a channel of suction in air. So as it's blowing fire down, basically, it's sucking in oxygen in such a fashion that increases the way that this thing can burn. So these burners go down here like this. You screw on these beveled gauges. These go down in here like this. And how you accent funneling air with this that slides up and down, how much oxygen you allow to go in, as well as where the end of this fuel dispensary lies into the base where the oxygen comes in, it'll burn as it's intended or not. And so I know on the instructions, some people are very specific on saying, make sure you follow the instructions on where this brass fitting falls down into these grooves. So I think that's pretty much it. Here are some pipe fittings and some things I'm gonna replace. This is white tape for anything gas. You wanna use yellow. And they talk about that in the videos I lend on. So 2 more of the pipes, set of gloves. I mean, they're leather gloves. You know, I think the guy in the last one said it's a little cheap leather, but dude, you could never beat having an extra roping gloves, some roping gloves in the shop. And then some tongs. That'll take some wear and tear, but you know, not having a set of tongs when you get started, and I have a video on how to make tongs without tongs, very difficult. And some legs to sit on.